Hello, my pretties. Gormac back here again. This is a Master of Lists. We've had some technical difficulties the last couple of weeks with the Master of Lists being a little bit too long and not being able to be uploaded for some reason, so we're going to start fresh. And this is with one of my favorite bands of all time, and we're doing this because yesterday was the Metal God's 67th birthday. All hail the mighty Rob Halford. So we're going to be doing the mighty Judas Priest, and I will give you my rankings of all of their studio albums. We're not including some of the live albums because some of the live albums are just amazing. Anyway, here we go. From worst to first, I guess, is the best way to do this. So, this is by far their worst album. This is Demolition. This is when Rob was not in the band. They had Tim Ripper Owens. This was the second record they did with him. This seems very uninspired. There was really only two songs I liked on this record. One was One on One and Bloodsuckers. Other than that, the other 11 songs were forgettable. The next record is the other album with Tim Ripper Owens, Jugulator. This was a little bit better. There was a lot better songs on here. I liked Death Row. I thought that was really good. Cathedral Spires, I believe, was another song on this record. Better than Demolition, though. Some of these people are going to give me a hard time about because of the way I rank them, but whatever. My next one is Ram It Down. I got a box set of all the pre-studio albums. This is one of the ones I still have not bothered to listen to. It just doesn't, there's really nothing on here that's really grabbing me. So yeah, Ram It Down. Next is
Point of Entry.
Point of Entry. Thank you, Trinity. There's a couple good songs on here that I like. Desert Plains is good. Hot Rockin' is always really cool live.
Don't they still play Desert Plains?
Sometimes they play Desert Plains, sometimes they play Hot Rockin'. Heading Out to the Highway, obviously everybody knows that song. But yeah, Point of Entry is here. All right.
It's here.
It's here. So next is their debut, Rock and Rolla. There's really nothing on this album that like stood out for me.
Did that one have Jim Halford?
Did you say Jim Halford? How could you?
We're not talking about The Office here.
So that's what I thought about.
The only two albums that did not have Rob Halford were the bottom two on the list.
I just thought.
So this album here doesn't really sound like a metal album. It's more of a rock album, and I still enjoy this record occasionally, but it's nothing fantastic. Next is the first album they did with Richie Faulkner, Redeemer of Souls.
Trinity's boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend, shut up.
This album, when I first heard it, I loved it. As I've gone back to the record, I don't know. There are some really great songs on here, but some of it just sounds very forced. It wasn't until the new album that Richie really got his talents into the band. But there are some good songs on here. I really enjoy the Halls of Valhalla is a great song. March of the Damned, you know, but there's too many that are forgettable for me on here. Next is Killing Machine, or in North America, this was Hellbent for Leather. Again, this has, like, every one of their records has something good. This one has one of my favorite Priest songs on it, Delivering the Goods. So, you know, that's why it was up a little bit higher. But, you know, not a terrible album. As far as I'm concerned, Priest has never put out a terrible album except for Demolition. Even Jugulator was pretty good. Next on the list is Turbo.
I like Turbo.
Now, depending on my mood, this can be in my top 3 some weeks. Just depends. This has some hilarious stuff on it and some amazing stuff. I love Rock You All Around the World. I love Locked In. Obviously, I love Turbo Lover. I love that they play that now. I enjoy this album, and this is one of the Priest albums that a lot of people hated. For me, this one can slide up and down this list depending on mood, and that's rare for me. Usually, if I like something, I like it, but this one just depends on mood. But I still think it's a good record. They get a lot of flack for that album. This is an album that also can go up and down the list depending on my mood. This is Nostradamus. This record was very polarizing when it came out. A lot of fans did not like this album at all. They were like, this is ridiculous. A double concept record about Nostradamus. Well, for me, I find Nostradamus very interesting. The way this album was constructed was, to me, a great challenge for Judas Priest, because it wasn't just straight ahead kicking ass and taking names as they went. They tried different things. Some fans liked it, some didn't. I enjoy this. The song Nostradamus alone was worth it. I saw this tour and it was amazing.
I remember when I was littler, you had a Nostradamus shirt.
Yep.
Don't know what happened to it though.
This is Sin After Sin. There are some really good tracks on here. I love Diamonds and Rust, obviously. Dissident Aggressor. Like, come on. This is good stuff right here. And there you go. That's where that one is, guys. So let's go to the next record. This is Defenders of the Faith. What can you say about Defenders of the Faith? Well, you got The Sentinel on here, Love Bites, Free Wheel Burning, and obviously the song Defenders of the Faith. Good record, great album cover. Love this album cover. I'd love to get this as a painting somewhere, that maybe put it in the Gore Cave, which is
Gore Cave.
The Gore Cave is being built as we speak. It's where I'm recording the first Gormac album, and we're going to be setting up a lot of our videos down there in the next few months. But this would be a very cool painting to have, and it's a pretty good record too. All right, next, this is the comeback record with Rob Halford on vocals. This is Retribution, or Revolution. Angel of Retribution. Holy crap, what the hell's wrong with me? This one here has one of the worst Judas Priest songs ever recorded in Loch Ness. That song is just terrible. But it has songs like Judas Rising, Deal with the Devil, Revolution. Just the vocal part on Revolution at the beginning is amazing. So this is a really good record, and I enjoy it a lot. It gets played a fair bit. Next up on our list of metal is another one of probably the greatest album covers I've ever seen. This is Sad Wings of Destiny.
Yes.
This has one of the best songs they ever wrote in Victim of Changes, in my opinion.
No, it's a fact.
Okay, fact. And it also has Dreamer Deceiver on it. So, like, right there, it's worth it. This is a great record, and I would love this as a painting as well, because this is some of the most beautiful artwork you'll ever see on an album cover. It's incredible. And now we're coming right to the end of the list here, guys. And this one is, I believe, my daughter's favorite Judas Priest record. This is Screaming for Vengeance. And this one, I don't even know what to say here. This has got the Hellion, Electric Eye, Riding on the Wind. You got another thing coming. Like, it's got everything you want on it. This album just, when it came out, it kicked everyone's ass and nobody knew what to do. Fantastic record, and my daughter has this on vinyl.
I bought it myself.
She loves it because that's her favorite Priest record. Next is the new Iron Maiden album.
Oh, I know it's
Iron Maiden? What are you talking about?
Holy crap,
Daddy.
Judas Priest.
Dad!
Oh man, I'm tired. The newest Judas Priest album. Faux pas there, guys. Sorry. This is Firepower.
That's awesome.
As of right now, this is in a head-to-head battle with Yob for my favorite album of the year. I have this on CD, and I also have the color variant vinyl, which is beautiful.
Beautiful.
There is really nothing wrong with this record. I like every song, even the songs that I'm not crazy about, I still like, and that's rare. This is a beast, and for guys that are pushing 70 to put out a record this strong was amazing. This showed a lot of those younger bands that are out there. This is how you make a full, from beginning to end, metal record. It's not, 3 or 4 good songs and a bunch of crappy filler, which a lot of bands are doing. This, from beginning to end, is solid, and that's what you expect out of a record nowadays. If I'm going to go drop 15, 20 bucks on a CD, it better be good all the way through, not shit. That's why I don't listen to rap.
Roasted.
Next, British Steel. Once again, this record is the same as Turbo for me, is it can go up and down in the top 3 anytime. So basically my top 3 Priest albums can vary day to day. British Steel, I'm not even going to talk about it. You know this record. If you don't, what the hell are you doing watching my channel? You don't have to be old to be wise. Breaking the law. Just, it's perfect. I love it. Next, this is number 2. Stained Class. I love this record. This is the very first Judas Priest album I ever heard. My stepfather had this on an original pressing on vinyl. The first time I heard this, I was 6 years old, and it changed my life. At 6 years old, hearing Rob Halford's vocals from Beyond the Realms of Death changed everything for me. I couldn't believe that came out of somebody. The song Better by You, Better Than Me, incredible. This album has always been in my top few to listen to for sure from Priest, and it's just amazing. I can't get enough of it. And we have a really cool record store in Toronto named after that album. And obviously now you know what number 1 is going to be. It's going to be the mighty
Noah sing.
Painkiller.
Noah sing.
No.
No.
I love this album.
That's what I like about
This is one of my all-time favorite albums ever recorded. I own it on CD and vinyl. I did own the cassette version back in the 90s, and I wore it out. That's how much I listened to it. It has my all-time favorite Judas Priest song on it, A Touch of Evil. When Rob Halford hits those notes, man, it feels like magic. Seeing Rob sing this song, Painkiller, live is a treat. The fact that these guys can still play some of these songs live is impressive, because when this came out, man, this was a beast. This record was a beast, man. It was kicking everybody's ass, and they were taking bands like Pantera out on tour with them and showing them how it's done. So yeah, This is my favorite Judas Priest album. Painkiller. You can't go wrong with this record. It is the perfect representation of Judas Priest. It's got everything. So guys, until next time, this is Gormac. Be good to each other. Keep your stick on the ice.
And
See
mini
you next
gore.
time.
See you.